Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. It is the end of November. I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to be uploading this video because everything seems to have gone a little bit bonkers lately. I have very tentatively put some eye makeup on because I think my eye infection has gone. Yes. Because of the fact that I wasn't very well, my schedule just went all over the place. So I think this is probably going to be a bonus video at some point in the evening in addition to my usual upload schedule, which is generally speaking every Thursday and Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. But throughout December I will be doing, or at least endeavouring to do an upload every single day. I'm not doing Vlogmas exactly. What I'm going to be doing is I have a beauty advent calendar and I'll be doing a daily unboxing of that. So I don't know if I'm a bit crazy for attempting to do this. It will just be short and sweet, going through what's in that particular day, and then if it's something I can have a mess around with, then we'll have a mess around with it together and see if it's any good. So anyway, this video is about November. It's the best and worst of beauty for November. I've not got a huge amount to go through. I feel like I haven't really been trying many new things for long enough to be able to let you guys know what I think really. December's probably going to be a bit busy, and I'm also planning on doing a best of the year. So I'm going to go through all of my best and worst of beauty videos, look at what I deem to be best in my eyes, and then try my hardest to pick from those and come up with my best of 2016. So I'm very excited to film that at some point. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So first thing I want to mention is this shampoo, and it's from Shea Moisture, and it's their coconut and hibiscus curl and shine shampoo with silk protein and neem oil for thick and curly hair. I've been using this for a little while. I don't use it every time I shampoo my hair. I would show you how much is left in there, but they've kind of done a triple label thing and you can't really see, but there's really not actually that much left in here. It's okay. It smells a little bit like sick. Gotta be honest. My husband said to me, I use some of that shampoo that you've got and I don't like it. He's a bit fussy when it comes to smells. He likens a lot of stuff that I use to sick, but I think he might be right on this one. It's got that kind of very fruity, sickly scent, if you know what I mean. I just didn't think it was particularly good with my hair. I am going to see it out. I'm going to use up the rest, of which there's not that much. But I just didn't feel it really moisturised my hair very well. It didn't lather that much either. And I think there's probably a reason for that, because obviously it's supposed to be really kind for your hair. But I've used other things on my hair which I prefer over and above this, which are also kind to your hair. So I may as well mention one of those products now, and it is this from Palmer's, and it's their Cleansing Conditioner Co-Wash Non-Lathering Shampoo Alternative. This is the olive oil version. I've also used the coconut version, and I didn't like that one so much compared to this. I really like this. It just goes to show that if you experiment and you're looking for something that's really going to nourish and look after your hair, there are things out there that are fairly cheap. I think I picked this up from Superdrug when it was maybe around $3.99. I think the normal price is maybe $7.99, but this stuff is lovely. I wasn't quite sure what to expect in terms of scent because it was saying it was the olive oil variety, but what it smells like, it's got a really pleasant scent, and it's ever so slightly minty as well, so it feels quite refreshing to use on your hair. And whenever I use this, my hair just kind of goes, thanks for that, because it's just so nourishing and conditioning. And if you've got hair similar to mine, my hair is going through the mother of all dry spells at the moment. I don't know if it's a change in the weather, but every day I wake up, my hair just feels really dry and parched and like it needs a ton of moisture. So a product like this has been going down very nicely. You get 473ml in here, and it's a bit weird because you do have to use a lot. I think on the guidance, apply 12 to 20 pumps, which I know that sounds like a crazy amount. It is a lot, but it does still last quite a long time. And when you put it in your hair, it just feels slippery and detangled. I don't always wash my hair with this because sometimes obviously you get product buildup and you need something to kind of strip everything back again, but in a very gentle way. So I'm currently trying to find that particular product. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know. But on the days when I can just get away with something like this is a fabulous alternative, and I feel like it's doing a wonder of good to my hair. So I'm so glad I found this, and I would definitely repurchase it. Next up, I've got this hairstyling product from L'Oreal, and it's their Dual Stylers Sleek and Swing Duo Cream and Gel. I got this in a Latest in Beauty box, and I've had varying degrees of success with it. It's one of these things where the packaging is a bottle within a bottle, so in the middle part you get the cream, and then in the outer part you get the gel. Therein lies the problem. As okay as the product is, and it's not really designed for my hair, I think if you had straight hair that was prone to frizz, this is probably designed for you. I have since getting this picked up the one for curly hair in a Latest in Beauty box, so looking forward to experimenting with the right one for my hair. From a packaging point of view, I do struggle with this a little bit because it gets to the point where, and you are supposed to make sure you press it in the right place so that both products come out properly, but it gets to the point where I was only getting cream out and no gel, and it was like, oh. And I also feel like I haven't had this that long and I've not used it that much, and I've nearly almost finished. I think it's quite expensive for what it is, unless you just didn't really need that much. Not so sure about this, but like I said, it's not really designed for my hair type, so if you have straight hair that's prone to frizz, this is probably worth checking out. And I don't think you'd probably need to use that much. I think I'm just getting used to chucking tons of product on in the hope that it does some good to my hair. I will let you know how I get on with the other one, probably in the next Best and Worst of Beauty. Next, I've got this toner from Vida. I don't think I've mentioned this one before. I got it in a Latest in Beauty box. I also have the rose version, and this is the sandalwood version, and oh, I am really liking Vida products. So thank you to Latest in Beauty for introducing the brand to me, because I've never heard of it. I've never heard any other YouTubers talk about it either. The bottles seem quite small. You do get 150ml, and I believe this is full size. I'm about halfway through this one, and I've pretty much used up the rose one. But it's a really nice toner to use in the evening. I don't tend to like using toners during the day because it feels like it leaves a bit of a kind of residue on the skin. But the smell of this one, oh, it's so nice, particularly for this time of year. It's got that really warm, kind of spicy smell to it, which for a skincare product is actually really, I think, fairly unusual and actually really nice as well. It's the most relaxing scent, both of them are, the rose one and the sandalwood one. And I am really fussy when it comes to toners. I just try them and I just don't really like them. There's only been one that I've really liked, and that's one from La Roche-Posay's Effaclar range, which you can only, and I still think that's the case, buy as part of their 3-step system. If you could buy it on its own, I'd probably buy that one on its own because it's a beautiful toner. But I have since found this, so unlucky La Roche-Posay, you've just lost out on a customer there. But it's very nice. As for whether it does anything miraculous for my skin, I'm not sure. I just use this to make sure all of my makeup's off before I then put my nighttime sort of skincare stuff on. And I was kind of shocked that because I wasn't really doing a toner step until I found these, what I found was that I was essentially putting my moisturiser on and I still had a bit of makeup on my skin, which I'm really shocked about because I do like a double cleanse in the evening just to make sure everything's been wiped out. But obviously I'm using makeup that is so powerful, and we're not talking eye makeup, we're talking face makeup here. It's so powerful that it's just sticking to my skin and it's just not coming off. So since using a toner, it's been making sure that all of that's gone. But been really enjoying using both of these toners. I know I've mentioned the rose one before, but I don't think I've mentioned the sandalwood one. If you're not familiar with the brand Vida, everything I've tried from there so far I've really liked, so it's definitely one that I want to look into a bit more. Plus, I think the packaging's really nice as well. Next, we have a brow product, and it's one from Soap & Glory, and it is this one. It's their Volu-boost Brow Fibre Gel. I've had this for a really long time, and I kind of forgot about it until I started doing some decluttering, which I'm also filming, if that's your kind of thing to watch. I remember buying this when it was on 3 for 2 with other Soap & Glory brow stuff. I bought I can't remember the exact name of these things, but there's the brow pencil which has got quite a hard pencil and a spoolie on the end. That was my favourite, that ran out recently. I also used the 2-in-1 kind of pencil, but more like a crayon-y thing, with the marker on the other end, the kind of brow pen. That's really nice too. And then I found this and I was like, I'd forgotten all about this, because I always wanted to try Benefit's Gimme Brow. I've wanted to try it for such a long time because I loved the idea of just kind of combing something through and suddenly, bam, you've got eyebrows. I do have fairly decent brow hair, but they're just really light. I should probably just get them tinted maybe. Maybe I could do that in the new year. This I've got in the shade Talk of the Brown. It's very similar in design. You've got this tiny, tiny little wand on the end. Just show you the colour. I wasn't overly convinced about the colour of this for me because it does look very chocolatey brown, but actually when it dries down it does deepen a bit. So I've been experimenting with it. No. The problem with this is it's too much of a faff. And I don't have time to be faffing with makeup, particularly not around the brow region, because I'm assuming, like most people, I tend to do my brows almost as like the last part of my makeup routine. So if I mess that up, there's going to be a problem. Every time pretty much I've used this, I've had to literally wipe everything off and start again. Not with this, with something else. Because what it tends to do, unless you nail it within like the first sweep or so, when it dries down, if you try and go over it, it just goes all clumpy and it looks like you've got a ton of stuff in your eyebrows, and that's not in a good way. I mean, I like to try and have fairly natural brows if I can, but this, I've tried swiping some of the product off onto my Zoeva brow line brush just to see if I can get it on that way and if it makes a difference. It kind of made it a little bit easier to use, but again, it dries quite quickly. So unless you're very confident and quick with what you're doing, which I'm not really, I tend to faff a little bit with my eyebrows because they don't match and it's just a nightmare. So unless you're really quick and confident, what you'll find is that it will dry down, and then as soon as you try and do anything else with it, whether it be just brush a spoolie through or use other makeup products, it will just gather and clump and look really obvious. And I think I've maybe managed to go out once with just using this and it not going wrong. And for me, that fail rate is just too high. I need more reliable brow products in my life. So I'm really sorry, Soap and Glory. I really, really love your other Archery brow products. But this one, it's not good. Talking about removing stuff and having to try again, that's where this comes in, and it's from Botanics, and it's their 3-in-1 cleansing solution from their All Bright range. I've had this for quite a while, and this was reduced. I think I got it the same as a few other bits from the All Bright range, because I remember Lisa Eldridge recommending it, saying it was a good range. It's supposed to dissolve makeup, unclog pores, and remove impurities. You can see that I've used a fair bit. I was fairly sceptical about this, and I'm also fairly sceptical about micellar water generally, because it's just water, isn't it? I'm sure it isn't, but it just, do you know what I mean? It looks like water. It just seems very water-like, and you kind of think to yourself, well, what's that going to do for me exactly? And this has kind of been gathering dust for quite some time. I've not really been reaching for it until recently, because I coloured my hair recently and I'm not very good at putting the protective stuff on your face to make sure that you don't get dye everywhere. And of course, when it came to washing everything out, I had dye all across my forehead and down my neck, and it was a mess. It's my least favourite part of the whole colouring hair process. And I really scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. I still dye my hair using e-salon, and they put a little towelette in there for you to be able to remove any stains. That didn't work. And I thought, okay, great, I'm going to have to go out and look a hot mess. And then I thought, I'll try this. I'm not sure why I decided to try this, but I did, and I'm really thankful that I did, because when nothing else worked, this did, and I still don't understand how that is possible when nothing else much more chemical laden was working. I was really impressed with this, and it got all the stains off really nicely, so I think I'll probably just be saving this for when I colour my hair in future, because I do dye my hair probably every 3 months or so. So I think I will keep hold of this and know that it should remove all of those stains, because let's face it, there will be more. Last but not least, we have this beautiful nail product here from Smith & Colt, and this is a slippery slope into beautiful nail territory. I've always wanted a Smith & Colt nail polish. I think that they look really gorgeous. I think if you had like a whole lineup of these, they would just look amazing. I'm now sort of looking at what other ones are out there that I can purchase. This is what I have on my nails today. It's got this gorgeous decorative lid, and I think each of them are unique in terms of the fact that they look like they've been dropped or something, but it's like this artistic dent. You can take that off, and then it's got this easier to handle top for when it comes to actually applying it. The colour is Doe My Dear, and it's the most gorgeous, milky, fawny kind of colour. I absolutely love it. I think it does come up slightly darker than perhaps it looks in the bottle in real life. It's not that much of a difference. The only thing I would say is I find this decorative bit here is ever so slightly too small. It always feels like I'm about to drop it or it's going to ping out of my fingers when I'm doing my nails. So I have to be really, really careful when I'm using it. But I just think the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. The formula is really nice too. I do find that I have to use 2 coats of this because it can be a little bit see-through still. If you want it a really nice opaque colour, then I definitely need 2. I also bought out my Nails Inc Porchester Square, which I recently bought as well. This was from a Latest in Beauty box because I just wanted to compare the colours because they are incredibly similar. I am loving this kind of colour family at the moment. They are actually fairly different. They're different enough to make me feel a little bit better about things. I would say Porchester Square is a more nudie sort of mushroom colour and it's quite milky, whereas Doe My Dear is definitely more grey, sort of fawny coloured. If I showed them to my husband, he'd probably be like, there's no difference there at all. Why do you have 2 nail polishes that are pretty much the same colour? Hey ho. Anyway, that is it from me today. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you did, just give me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't checked out my last video, I will pop a link to it just here so you can check that one out. And if you are new here and haven't subscribed yet, I'll pop a little button right here so you can click on that and subscribe, which will notify you of new content that gets uploaded, which is generally every Thursday and Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. But at least through the 1st to the 25th of December, there will be an upload on a daily basis. So that will be interesting. Anyway, I hope you're all really well and I will see you again soon. Bye!